Welcome back, guys, to the third episode of the series. We just got the Stanley Parable 2 menu screen. We've basically progressed. From this point, there's not much that happens from my memory. I know that you can do endings with the bucket and stuff. That's a good thing, because we're starting to get to the territory in the game where I'm actually going in blind. Like, completely, I have no idea what's going on type of energy. And that's exciting. So it says, please enter the current time. But he told me I could pick my favorite time. I don't really have a favorite time that I can think of. It's mostly just because of the fact that it's funny. Your favorite time of day. Yep, 4:20 p.m. Your favorite time of the day. Or you simply could not resist giving me the correct time again. It was the correct time. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. That's true, that I could have done that, but I set my favorite time. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 4:20 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 4:20 p.m.? What time is it right now, actually? 7:15? It's pretty inaccurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. Oh, that's where I was supposed to do settings world champion. I was supposed to just slide it as much as I want it. It's good to collect data. Wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Oh, okay, so we're not getting the stupid amount of sliders until the next time. Let's just continue with our story of the Stanley Parable 2, even though it's actually Ultra Deluxe, but don't tell anybody.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm not skipping this one. Because that's
Stanley
why.
worked for a company
You see the balloons? You see them?
Employee number 427.
There's even a balloon that's like, that's free, but it's stuck floating on the ceiling.
Sat at his desk in room 427.
I don't think anything else is different.
On the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
I think everything else is the exact same. The only difference is the balloons.
Every year. And although others might have considered it so,
I'm surprised there's no balloons like out in
every moment that the
in this room right here.
As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, good for you, Stanley. I'm glad you're happy, except we're going on some adventures today.
Peculiar happened.
And it even says the Stanley Parable 2.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had
Okay, there we go.
to
More
give him
balloons.
Instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this.
There's also some balloons behind the window.
Isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
I think this is the exact same as the normal game, minus the difference of the balloons. That would have made it the original.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, I think all this is the exact same.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna conserve power.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, I think everything is gonna be the same, except you go up here and then there's the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
You can't drop it. Let's actually see what happens if I go back here and I close the door on my... Oh, wait, we can't. But yeah, I guess, what do we do now? Is this just the point of the game where we just, I don't know. Is there a new content door, or is it just... Okay, it's just a normal door now. This is just, gonna be the normal game, but with a bucket and a few other things.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
See?
And entered the door on his left.
We'll disobey what he says for a bit.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley
I thought that
had
was
felt the
green.
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this
Yeah,
better
you know,
than the
it's
meeting
pretty...
room? Yes,
it's pretty
Stanley
good.
thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Good job, bucket.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Wow, how dare
Stanley
you.
took the door on his left, to go back to the meeting room.
Wait, there's actually a part where no buckets allowed. Like, I know where that is now.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh. Wait. Okay, that's not the sign. That's the lying sign. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. This is the part of the game. I forgot about these. The collectibles. This is here now.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
We have two
no
because the first one
reward
was
for
in the
collecting all of these,
last
only
ending.
the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So,
Okay.
I implore you to
He's got a bit of a
savor
belly.
each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Thanks, game. I appreciate that. I almost fell. I didn't want to fall yet. Let's see. In here, it's just pitch black. Oh, this is new. I have not been here. Oh, well, we accidentally diverted. I was gonna try to go to the bucket thing. We can do that next. Anything here? Nope. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Oh no.
This is my
No,
golden
EA.
ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
Is that an ending? That was an ending. I gotta go back there though.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Don't make me have to pay for that. Oh,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
it's giving me so many things to do.
Just a memo.
I just want to do one thing at a time. Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. We'll go there in a bit. Just let me go back to that area.
Into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
You better not make me have to pay for an hour with the bucket. If anything, we got a speed run with this now. We gotta go back to where we went. We gotta go back to that,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling.
we gotta go, like, I think I'm gonna go to, like, the bucket sign first, and then I'll go back to that area.
The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good,
said the bucket.
Now
Good.
ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger everywhere. Where's that sign? Okay, that door behind me closed. Should be here somewhere. Oh, here it is.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past
Oh wait,
this
that's
point.
the sign.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Oh no, I
suppose
know.
That would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Are you sure?
Please, step in here for a moment.
Do not stand on this side of the fence. Well, I mean, I already am, so my apologies. Here, I'm on this side now. Hope you're happy with that, game. Okay, there we go. We hit the loading zone. Is this a bucket? Oh, I like what you did with the place.
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Sure.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Sure. That's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I'm gonna say yes. This one is gonna be a trick one. This one is.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
If you could use it as a bucket, it might as well be a bucket. I don't know where you're going with this.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Here, I'm gonna say this is a no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Come on, bro. This is messed up.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes. Okay.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an
This is a
enormous
tra-
machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay, let's see. Does this one look like a bucket?
Is this a bucket?
I'm gonna say yes. This one is definitely a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
But how is it a bucket? How is it a bucket, though?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Nah, that ain't no bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What do you mean, both?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Just take the one in my hand. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly
Oh,
be
okay, we're about to get
something.
philosophical.
Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes. Nothing is a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a
I said nothing is a bucket, so that means...
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
You're not a
I'm going
bucket.
to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
So...
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
I would say nothing was a bucket.
God, I had no idea.
So now it's a bucket.
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease.
We're
right
not
now.
buckets.
It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else,
Why?
maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
I mean, we haven't seen anybody else, so maybe they're not buckets. All right, well, we did that
All
ending.
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Are we going here
Perhaps
next?
he
No,
was
we're gonna go
simply
back to that
missing
tape
the
recording room.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
I mean, the bucket. We're just gonna go back to that room, and nothing will be confusing at all.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Okay, we're back here to the vents. Just gonna go straight in. I'm just gonna walk past it. I think this is the point where where's the narrator's voice? Isn't this the part where the narrator? Maybe it's a different ending each time.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, it's the same ending.
Warmth spread through Stanley's
But is it different
arms.
dialogue each time?
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Again, you just revealed that it's well, he's either implying that like he's had the bucket in the last ending, well, the last ending in terms of like where he introduced all the new concepts and turned it into the Stanley Parable 2, or he's seen the last run happen. If it's the second one, that raises even more questions.
Stanley
We're gonna go this way now because I already went to the vents over there where the cargo lift was, and nothing happened. Like it was the same ending, so we're just here. Ooh, different color grading. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct a bridge to allow collection of shiny floats. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. We need more planks. What is this, Minecraft? The completionist instinct. Alright, I'll look at that in a bit. Weird spinning figurines. Artist rendering employee 003? I think that's supposed to say that number 3 did that. Why is it floating? Our quartering success? Or quarterly success? Magnets. Training exercise by management? Dreams? Magic? This is a lot of stuff. I'm not going to read all of it. If you guys, I recommend you guys getting the game for yourselves and then looking at everything on the walls. I'm going to read some of it, but not all of it. Mission status. Inside of a sequel exhibit. Yep. A large room. Lots of boxes. Yep, already checked there. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Yep. Some were both red and blue. Huh. I forget where that place is. Never mind, I remember where that is. I remember where that is. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Alright, yeah. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Oh, looks like 427. Hahaha. And it's just a guy confused with a miner hat. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies! Who are you? 666 lol. Yo, what are you? Is this Hannah from the last episode? She referenced like 666 without directly saying it. Is when I said 555. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Okay, probably will be 1111 or something. Or maybe 5555 or something.
Demonic.
Fake leads are hard to find. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Thank you. Good luck. Yeah! How we can find them. Bottom text. What we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There is no memo from management. Agenda. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? That's a good question. Where are they? Please do not leave the office before reporting back to any new findings. Teamwork and communication are of great importance during this unprecedented time of investigation. Thank you. Sorry, can you tell I'm about to stutter every time I speak? We're gonna chill in here.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's
No,
a
no!
Day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
No, they can't have it!
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here.
I was gonna use it for when I vomit.
Supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in.
Good for you,
Don't
Stanley.
hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now.
There's
but
a
you have to be
broom, too.
strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stan,
His voice.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries.
I don't have any journal entries.
The landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Poopy scoop. Yeah, they got him.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
There we go.
Now
We got a
it's settled.
sticker.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I think this is the
All right,
part
I've
where
got a
I'm done.
second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Hey!
You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether
considering the ending we just
is
did.
a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
It's really confusing considering the fact that we just did the ending where the professor, where the narrator.
You know what?
Oh.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I just heard him stand up from his chair. But yeah, I was saying, like, it's really confusing that he says that the sticker is a bucket because, like, what he probably originally meant is that it's just a photo of a bucket on it, but is the sticker itself a bucket? Is everything a bucket like we mentioned earlier? You know? What if I go back in? Nothing. Okay.
Coming to a staircase,
Think it's down
Stanley
here?
and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, it's down here. I
Another
remember
miniature
that.
Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands.
figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes.
Figlies.
Like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
That's why they've had the word Figlies at that computer projector. Not a computer projector, just a projector over at the meeting room. Okay, so we're gonna go back upstairs, and then we're gonna go over to the boss's office and go into the bathroom, because I do remember where pretty much most of the figurines are at. Executive bathroom. Alright, anything else I'm missing here? Nope, it's just this.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
It's not that
Let
small.
me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Now, you want to see small? I'll show you small. That's small. And this is big. The computer? Hey, you know what? Let's go down here and see if anything different happens. Oh, the panda. Oh, wait, he's got a gun on his head. Business strategy? What are you talking about? Are you ready for this, guys? It's time to see if it happens. Oh, I just heard him whisper, Stanley. Wait, is that glowing? Okay, it's just a bloom in the room. Okay, so nothing different happens in that room, it seems. Now that we know that, we're just gonna chill back in here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Yeah, thanks, Bucket. You're a homie.
In his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Isn't it 4827?
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, 2845. I don't know where I got that number sequence from then.
Guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was
Maybe.
The bucket guiding him?
Perhaps.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Let's see if anything different happens when we go back here into Stark area. Oh!
You're getting close now.
Why are they all this way?
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anarines. Very soon, you'll collect
Figler
the
Anarines.
first one, and then the first
Forgot about
number
that
will
one.
equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different
yeah?
in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all.
Well, we
you
will.
can't go back to when you had no Figler Anarines. None of us can.
Okay, the Stark area here. There's still nothing different here, okay. Now we're gonna go down the elevator with our bucket, and we're gonna see the difference in dialogue, because, like, I don't remember exactly what he says down here, but I do remember that. I do remember the ending, how this ends, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you. You just gotta watch either play this yourself or watch the rest of this ending.
Fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Well,
The
you're
bucket
alright.
is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright, I'm just psyching myself up because there's gonna be a spark. Yeah, you can't scare me anymore. The first episode, I really got jump scared by that.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I don't think there's a difference if I go that way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, nice.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Oh, there's where the adventure line would take us. Oh, yeah, let's just keep going. We're not gonna go down there because I'm pretty sure it makes no difference having the bucket on me or not.
The monitors jumped to life.
Fired!
And Stanley nearly dropped the
Fired!
bucket in shock. Everyone
Two people got
in
fired.
the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Oh,
as
don't cry,
Stanley
buddy.
cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I'm just gonna use the elevator.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Maybe.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Be filled with water.
Questions raced furiously in
Swish around the
Stanley's
liquid.
feeble mind.
And then dump it on the grass.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept
You
it.
mean like he just
His
goes,
own
"Oh,
life
no!"
in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
The bucket. Oh, I think we're here. Yep.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
We'll put it on off.
For
Yeah,
he
we'll turn it
and
off.
the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oh, sick. I hope that was everything they were gonna say. Well, the narrator was gonna say.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
I'm just not gonna move my mouse this time around. Yup, there's the line.
They had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly,
Hey, I can see the
two of them
bucket
began
now.
to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Oh, good for
Stanley
you.
wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
I mean,
Both
that
of
one's
them
a
wanted to
little
begin
weird, but
watching
that could be a
movie,
neat
any movie,
YouTube video.
But then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life.
That's a
they
weird one.
envisioned, but it was one they'd
I
lived
can't justify that one.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
We're just gonna run to
Was
it.
Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
We can just climb. We'll just climb.
An unbearable
We can't
silence
climb
filled
that.
the room,
We can't
lingering
climb it.
in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Just throw it.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible
Nah.
calming presence of the bucket.
Why would you do this? Just throw the bucket outside.
Of the bucket will go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As
That's
long
the
as I
bucket.
have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Well, that was that bucket ending. The one where you did everything that he says, basically.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Gonna
What
get the
would it
bucket
mean?
again, and
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again. Not
Where else do I
truly
go?
Alone, not with the bucket around.
somewhere both red and blue. So I'm gonna assume red and blue door. So we're just gonna begin the game again.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I got the flicks. Don't mess with me. That is so messed up. Why would you say that?
The good old bucket.
The good old
Just
bucket.
Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
We gotta go this way.
No,
Said the bucket.
No.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Think we gotta
cargo
go this
lift,
way?
yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Good.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, he finishes dialogue. That's weird. I think this is where it would go. Right? No? Or
No,
back here.
Stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says,
Do I need no
buckets
bucket there?
past this and to-"
We're gonna begin the game again, but this time I'm gonna attempt to go there without the bucket. It's
Even
gonna be like a
now,
very
Stanley's
standard
office was
thing.
a distant memory. What did it look like? A
What?
computer, perhaps, and a painting.
Yep.
Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Alright, no bucket for me. Oh, look at that guy. He's going to work.
Nothing but you. Really?
Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Oh, okay.
Give
I
me
was
a
right.
chance. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
What? Stiggly Wiggly?
This is a real accomplishment. This
This
is doing
goofy ass
something just
name.
for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
Wow, that's messed up.
instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
So I think we're just gonna keep doing the
listen
endings as
carefully, This is important.
normally. We just did the ending where we got the last Stanley figurine. Well, it wasn't an ending per se. Oh yeah, there we go. We unlocked it now. Wow, I actually fell for that. From here, it looks so real. But yeah, what was I saying? Before I proceed any further, I got all the Stanley figurines, and then what happened after that was just the standard ending of, I decided to keep going down the blue door, so it's just, in this version of the game, you go to the Firewatch, then you go to the Rocket League, and then you go to the original, I think it was Half-Life 2 mod of the rendition of the game. Yeah, the only difference was that you collected a figurine on the way.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figlets. I haven't stopped thinking
Those
about
figlets.
them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim?
Oh wow,
with
somebody's
inner
mouse is still there.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Wow,
I
that
would
was...
love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
That was nice and subtle.
Just one more time.
Hey guys, ha 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 ha. Something about Dark Souls. Let's keep going. It's really weird how they did that. How you don't see the other side through that. When Stanley found the collectibles. Yeah, we're back here. I like this place. It was a cool, cozy spot. Everything here is the same. I think the only difference is that now there's a staircase that leads down here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Seven out of 6. That's the funny thing. The number is just gonna keep going up. Oh, nice. Oh. Okay.
And here was a second
Oh my
Stanley
God.
Lean.
Oh,
You
the
found
color
this
grading
one
is
all
like
on
this
your
'cause it's a
own,
memory.
Just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable
Man, I just want to look at
ways.
like everything to see how faithful the recreation was. Probably was pretty much 1-to-1. I mean, they have the assets to rebuild it. All right.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
It was this way, but I kind of want to get the wrong answer. I'll get this way. I'll go this way.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Don't know if that's true or not.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
This feels so cursed being in here. Like, this gives me everywhere at the end of time vibes. Like how your memories are kind of cohesive, but it's like a degradation. And that took the spot of the toilet room. The executive
fifth mini
bathroom.
Stan, and this one was really something special.
Wait a
It
minute.
was behind
Huh?
the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me.
Does it even have
I
the-
made a little
It
video
even has
to
the hole!
commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh yeah! By the narrator! Nothing like a little bit classic 2005, 2006 YouTube. Using Windows Movie Maker. To be honest, this looks like for the Windows 7. Did it record my gameplay or was it always moving like that? You found it behind the boss's office. It's true. Thanks for watching. Bro, that's sick. The narrator, the narrator, the narrator, the narrator, the narrator, Stanley. Copyright the narrator. But what year?
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
I'm glad you could edit that fast, at least. I can't edit that fast. Even though it was low quality, but still. I probably would have taken longer with Windows Movie Maker making that. There we are.
And then, Stanley, then we came to
Oh,
the
that's
last
kinda
collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Why are the doors
Who
closed?
can truly say
Oh, I guess
how
I
the
did pick it
mind
up before they
works?
opened.
All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of
Now we
them.
have 12 out of
They're
6 somehow.
all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
That's so weird. That's so weird that they both lead to the same direction. If I want to recreate what I actually did, I could just go down the blue path. Even though it doesn't make a difference. You are in
And
the
then
presence.
There was no more.
The past?
Because we've caught up
What
to
about the future?
present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen.
I love that
Isn't
they
there
actually
some way we can stay
made
here,
the
keep
loading
enjoying
screen.
these figurines. Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
I just love messing with this TV thing because it's basically what I do in OBS already when I move before I record stuff. But yeah, I love how he messed around with the loading screen and stuff. That's like the first time we actually see
Okay, yes, the room
it being
with
messed
the
with.
red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Yep, then it's this one.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
How far can I go? Oh,
Yes, I love that video.
oh, okay. We weren't even allowed to progress any further. Oh, glitch. It's fine. Funny that I think they used the skybox of the memory zone. Now that I know that.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
So surreal. Makes me a little creeped out. As much as it's probably
These
not even
really
meant to
were
be
a
menacing.
countdown. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it
This
really
is the
would have
reward.
muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I think I can get an extra one. I don't remember. No, I think I'm not allowed in here. Yeah, it's an invisible wall. That's why I look backwards if I see like something fading into darkness, because it could be that there's an invisible wall, and there's a good way to check just by looking behind you to see if everything stops moving.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember it too. The
17 out of
past is
16.
truly a
Out of 6.
wonderful
Whoops.
thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
I think that's part of the
This is
memory
it,
zone.
the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh! It's so weird. It's like low detail. Because there's not much else that happened here. Oh, the jump circle. What happens if I go this way? Nothing. Pretty sure it's identical. I'm going that way as well. Sorry, I just like messing with the game. Like, I like seeing if I can either break it or if there's like a little reward
Look,
for
it's the
trying to break
terrible
it.
new content that we were originally sold on.
The day of my birthday.
I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything.
That
In
is
fact, I dare
incredibly
say I'm
true
actually
about
quite
a lot of
fond
things.
it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Can I jump into it? Nope. You can kind of jump into it, but you have to be like close to the boundary. There, 25. That is my favorite number. Why? I guess it's because Christmas Day, and I always grew up loving Christmas. Now I'm kind of indifferent. I just kind of like the idea of everybody being more brotherly and nice to each other. But that's besides the point. I also just like it because, like, I think 5 is a kind of cool number, and 5 times 5 is 25. You get to see the number 5 and the number 25.
The 2 doors. Who could have forgotten?
Wow, you got really far back.
Memory, this one.
And this is it.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that
I
came
mean, we could
before
go to the
your
beta.
office? There's something
The
I
alpha.
feel I can remember. I can remember.
Wait a minute. Oh!
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started.
Is this the cutscene
Back then,
backwards?
I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions.
Oh.
I became lazy.
Bit of an origin story.
I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes,
Probably.
Perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companions.
Is that why you made the bucket for him?
Really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much.
So is this supposed to be near the end of the game?
Here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Well, we got a loading screen. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a fun, clever way to be like, here, we're just gonna give you a bunch of more runs, you know, you can play as much as you want, but we'll give you like a cool, clever way to end the last ending. I don't know.
Where are
We'll
we
pick up
going
the bucket.
today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Let's try the Adventure Line ending. Unless this is different. Yeah. The game's not over. Unless this is just our... This might just be... Oh! Whiteboard! Whiteboard! I think this is the whiteboard ending. I think this is just a whiteboard ending. Or maybe it's not. Why does the 2 look weird? So is the 3. I don't know if that's an error with the game or not.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
I guess it's
tightly
just to
his
throw you
chest
off.
And entered the door on his left.
Yeah, we'll just go that way. We could check on the meeting room anyway, even though I think it's just going to be the standard old stuff now that we found them all. Yeah.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's
go back into the
office
broom
was where
closet.
he'd find answers.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet.
Yeah.
Simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Are you sure?
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
We'll stay in here for a bit. Let's see if he actually does give us stickers. He's like, alright, fine, I'll give you one more. Because that could happen. I just don't remember if anybody came back in here. Like, we're pretty much, I think, at the point where I stopped watching. Like, this is no longer my memories of playing the game. It's now just me playing it for the first time. Like, this is stuff I've never experienced before. If I close the door? Okay. If I leave and then come back? Hup. Okay, yeah, nothing new happened. I can come back in here in another run, I guess.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Yeah, we'll go
walked
upstairs.
upstairs to the boss's office. Stanley and the
I know where to
bucket
go.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
We're gonna go through the escape.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Violent depth.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the
Oh, wait,
bucket
let's
still
see.
had every opportunity
Let's listen
to
to
turn
the,
around
dialogue.
and get back on track. But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for. Nope, it's death for Stanley and the bucket. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Alright, let's see if us going back does anything again. Okay, nothing different. Alright, there we go. We're about to fall in. I remember this ending. I just don't remember anything else. Like everything else I do remember, we've already done. I think they changed it that now instead of facing forward when you fall, now you're facing down. Like when you compare it to the original version without the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise. Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as
Hey,
Stanley
she's
and
back.
the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a
Jaws.
single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Nothing for Stanley, huh?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Did you guys see what that title said? That was weird. No, I'm kidding. I edited that. Wait, what happened to the bucket? It's gone. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is really the only true knowledge we have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? That ends with a period?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far
That's not
more
my
noble
bucket.
than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
That's not my bucket. My bucket has stickers on it. Nice. 25 buckets. Sure. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Also, that's a glitch. You see the text buckets? I'm just kind of finding bugs for crows at this point. But, that's fine. Because that means they can improve their game. Because I love this game and I want it to be better. Yeah, I don't know where they got 25 from. I like how this is closed up. I wonder if I can actually make it past that. Maybe not. Although it looks like it just loops. But yeah, this gameplay is like a lot more linear compared to the original version. A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket... Wait, can I read this? It's backwards. It might not even be in English. Here, I'll flip it. If it is readable, me in the future will read it out loud to you. Hey, this is SkiT from the future, from editing. Well, the text doesn't look like it's actually readable. I mean, it could be Latin or it could be a little bit too low of resolution for me to figure out what's going on. Then again, it looks like it's like cursive or something. It might not actually be cursive, but I don't know what it actually is. The point is, I have no idea what I'm looking at, and I can't read it, even if I flip the footage or if I don't flip the footage. Sorry about that. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. I think I actually messed with a bucket, like a toy bucket with 2 handles, and those things are inconvenient. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. I feel like millions would be more like it. I don't even think we had 1 billion people on the planet yet. Left or right? Left or right? We'll go right. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance goes into the bucket. The stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Vulnerability equals the size and strength of the bucket. Huh. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy. Okay. The stress bucket, presented without commentary. Well, that is commentary. It's just, that's a weird analogy. Okay, yeah, the stories. They found a leak in the hole, in the ceiling. They found a bucket. They celebrate. And then the deer find it. They're worshipping the bucket. There's someone carrying a bucket on their back. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the buckets, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and
Love
certainly
this.
not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this
That's a good
one.
texture.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh my god, these rooms look so much more interesting. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear a grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitability, is for our own good. Inevitability. There we go. See, I proved that I can say it correctly. Psych! Oh. Well.
But there is something we can do.
What can we do?
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh, not again.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Ah! I don't know if this actually affects the game. Let's see. Probably not. I think I'm gonna go back there and do the same ending, but I'm just gonna let myself be crushed. Okay, we're back here. We're gonna see what happens if I just let Stanley and the bucket get crushed.
Something we can do together, you and I. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as
guys,
ruler, as leader,
this is the end of the bucket.
A new world, a new vision.
Oh, the bucket died as well. It sounds like, can a bucket die? This is just metal after all.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Stanley clutched the
We're gonna
bucket
turn on
tightly
the
to his
power.
chest and entered the door on his left.
I think at this point the game just wants us to do all the bucket endings.
Facility.
Hey. So we're back here, guys. We're just gonna keep going as normal until we get to the choice between turning on or off the power. And like I said earlier, we're gonna leave it on, or we're gonna turn it on.
Packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley decided... But
All
at
right,
the last
we're back here?
second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
How do you know the bucket did
Stanley
that?
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have
I'm walking
betrayed him like
backwards right
this?
now.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh,
Birds.
it teleported me back.
Silly birds.
Huh.
The control buttons became active again.
Oh, this is so weird. Wait. Can I leave the room? No. Okay. Yeah, what does it say? Born to data, tracking them all. Wow. 410,757,862,530 live birds. I am trash man. Awaiting bird input. What happens if I put another bird? Changes pictures. Previous.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility.
If only that was the
at all.
case.
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Wow.
Had the bucket known this all along?
I don't
Stanley
know.
marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
That's pretty
Of
silly,
all
though.
the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
So this is that ending. Well, pretty good ending.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's
What?
a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need
What?
milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
So he does have a wife? I just realized that's the same voice as the one that sends boxes. Is he? If he does have a wife, he's married to the
bucket
woman that
made
does the
Stanley
boxes
want to
stuff?
be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
I can hide behind the door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We're gonna go to the
Stanley had
adventure
felt the
line
bucket
ending.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the
Actually,
meeting
let's see what
room?
he says here.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps
Yes.
it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Very insightful. Sorry if you keep seeing me adjust my chair. I'm just trying to make sure I don't hurt my back while sitting down.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
It's grand, isn't
Stanley
it?
reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking
Nut.
through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
It's true. Hey, look, it's one of those. And it even blinks.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee
And there's...
lounge.
No, that's a different plant.
Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
It's because I was looking at that, and then I was looking at the clock, and then I was looking for the plants. But it's a different plant. I was trying to see if it was like the same assets used in the skip
Stanley
button
decided
room.
to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
This is the opposite of what was going on with the broom closet and the bucket. I'm gonna see if staying here for a little bit longer gives me a sticker. Maybe not, but we'll see. I guess not.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
What if I close this? I can't close it. All right, we'll go down. We'll go down. This is where the adventure line ending was. Let's see what kind of ending we get this time. It might be fun because of the fact we're gonna be doing it with the bucket. That's the laziest way they could execute
Good
this.
Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I
Well.
knew you'd find this place eventually.
Okay, this is adorable. I love this. This The lines here.
Your friends and I are concerned for you, Stan.
The
We've come
baby.
together here because we care about you very much. It's this
Oh,
bucket
it's an
you're carrying
intervention.
around there. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and
Yeah,
the
it's
Broom
true.
Closet. Because that's what fans want
We
from
were
a sequel.
there.
They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket,
It's
but you're
the chair.
spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
That's
We
why I
can
came
make
here.
The Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
All right, I'll be there in a second. Let me just check out what everybody has to do. So there's the what was it, the bush or something? The one that he said would be very important in this ending. I didn't forget that. There's apparently my wife. It's photos. I think this is the background of the office when you do the confusion ending, which is this ending. No, it's not the confusion ending. It's the when you plug the phone ending. The baby. Let's go. You can actually go in here. That is so insane. I mean, I get that it's probably not that hard to like just straight up rip the entire broom closet in here. But oh my god. It's just the little touches like that. Alright, so far this might be my favorite ending so far.
Whee! Look at that wacky line.
Look at that wacky
Where it'll
line.
Go off to next. Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
YouTubers be like. With the way the narrator was being. Wait, how did we get here? Alright, we're back here. Oh,
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also,
What?
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back
When
then.
was this?
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
when did he
But
say
if
that?
you want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I wanted to do this with the bucket. Is it necessary that I try to follow the bucket as faithfully to how it's drawn? Probably not, but I am exploring a little bit in the process.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh
I think it'll make a
no.
wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Let's see, there's gotta be an alternative path.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular
That doesn't sound
personality
fleshed out.
trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one
That's what I said,
personality
exactly.
deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What
Sure
other
it is.
object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not.
This is definitely
I wonder
new,
what
and I've-
sort
I've
of
not
Bucket
seen this
Destroyer
happen.
merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting.
No.
Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they
I'm
want.
sorry.
Hurry and...
Well, okay, I was about to do it actually, because he did say the fans. You know, sometimes you gotta do it for the fans. Halo 2? Sounds like it a little bit.
Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential.
Kinda wanna do this again
We were
and
going
see
to
what
do
happens
such
if I put the bucket
marvelous
in.
Things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, You were magnificent.
Wow. He will be missed. But the bucket's here to stay. Unless I can do the ending again and then just put it in the destroyer. I'm gonna try to do that again and see if I can put it in the destroyer.
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them
Oh,
more
he said it
content
since.
exactly
Okay, yeah, we
like
gotta do
this.
it. We gotta do it for the
But if we
fans.
want to do
I didn't
that,
realize he said it
you're
that
going to
early.
have to give something up.
Hey, listen, if it's for the fans, I gotta do it for the fans. If I heard you say this sooner, if I noticed it, I would have done it for the fans.
Get rid of the bucket.
All right, Bucket Destroyer.
I think
I know
it'll
you're a
make
new character,
wonderful
but
new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley
mean-
Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well fleshed out character with so much personality that to me it already feels. As
I mean,
though
if its
it's been
purpose is
part
just
of
to destroy the
cast all
bucket and
along.
it's for the
Don't you
fans,
agree?
I think it's worth it. If anything, this is what they call fan
Can you
service.
guess what the bucket destroyer does? Surely
Fan
you don't need
service.
me to spell it out for you.
Technically, it's 2 personality traits.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Claw the bucket
I can't
destroyer.
destroy
You'll
it.
See that its desire to crush
Come on, I'm doing it for the
buckets is
fans.
substantially low. Quickly now, the fans are waiting.
I'm doing it.
Give
I'm
the
doing it for the
Stanley.
fans.
Give the
It's
fans
not
what they
working.
want. Hurry and
Man, I wish it was gonna be a different ending. Now we're just gonna restart. Oh,
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent.
Correct.
Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
all right. Now we're about to get some boxes in the next run.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Wait a minute. Can I go out that way with the bucket? I thought the door was gonna close behind me. Now that I know the secrets needed to become the ultimate Stanley Parable player of all time, nothing can stop me.
Yes. Whispered
Yeah!
the bucket in Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history.
Okay.
Of the countless wars it witnessed.
Whoa.
Desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans. And the bucket's own complicity therein. Of sadness
What?
and regret. And the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might
Okay,
have
okay.
taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger. Of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim.
Huh.
The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What
He's
are
getting
you
trauma
talking
dumped.
about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket.
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
Oh.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambharata
Oh!
first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults.
Lore!
I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid!
Is this what he sounds like?
Doing this!
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Dude, this is lore!
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket.
Well,
nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Huh. Is the music quieter?
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Interesting. It's still there.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
It's not gonna punish me?
Yet delicate, assertive, yet compassionate.
I wonder if there's an alternative way to like parkour to the top. Oh, maybe? No. Wait, the music's different though. It actually is genuinely different. Am I gonna get punished for the fact that I have the bucket in my hand?
Stanley clutched
Or is
the
this just a
bucket
small
tightly
percent
to his
chance of this
chest
music?
and entered the door on his left.
Okay. What have I not done yet? Okay, I'm gonna go do the ending that I've seen.
This was not the
This is the final ending that I remember
Stanley had
happening
felt
at
the
this stage of the
bucket
game.
calling to
I mean, there's something
him,
else, but I don't know how to
telling
trigger
him
it. Okay, so before I do anything, I just want to like mention that this bucket here, like I remember there's one more ending, well, two more, but I don't know how to trigger that one. And I think that branches off into the next incarnation of the game, if that makes sense. Because you know how the game changed from Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe in the menu to Stanley Parable 2? I remember it changes again, but I don't remember how to trigger that. We're getting to the point where my memories, like this is as far as my memories can take me, so I'm starting to transition into I'm doing this all blind. This is the last ending that I remember for sure how to trigger. I just need to,
said the bucket. Now ride the lift.
I just need to remember how to trigger the next one.
There's something
The other
up
one.
there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
the bucket. It's more powerful than you think.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
We'll pick up the phone
Pick
for now.
up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
We'll see what we'll see what happens in this one. I remember this is ending
the sad
somewhat.
Story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Anything happens if I do this? Probably not. His apartment is way better than last time. Holy crap. What have you been doing since the last time I've been here? Oh, I can parkour. I can parkour. Alright, I guess we just have to go through the door. No, oh wait, there's the bucket. Whoops. Okay, I think we have no other choice but to press what it's saying.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give
Wait a
you
minute.
orders.
Okay,
Whatever
good.
Stanley is
They
hearing
thought
the
that part
bucket
out.
say to him is just in his head.
Take me back to home with you. Oh no.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't
Gee-oh.
you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate
That's a good
metal
TV.
object? I want to say something to him.
Hey, look,
but I
it's the
don't
same
know how
asset
I can
from
convince him. I don't
from earlier
know
in the
if
game.
He'll listen to me.
Yeah, I have something like this at home, but it's in brown. I don't know if I cut that part out in the last episode, but I'm saying that just in case if I did.
Oh, I'll try anyway.
GOG.
Stanley, can you hear me? Listen
Yeah.
to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
It's true, though.
It doesn't do anything else.
GOGI? Might be go and then
You see,
GI.
he's not listening. He's still taking
Ooh, the
orders from
soundtrack.
bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
G-O-G-I-R. Go-gur?
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't
Go?
need me anymore.
No, not Gogurt.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket.
I can't turn
This
that off.
Sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press L to go back home. Alright. Go, girl? Go, girl?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Go, girl, O? This might be a random
God, what am I saying?
string of text.
Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a
The lighting.
bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Go, girl. OJ. Huh. Go, girl, OJ. Yeah, this might have just been an accidental, like, random string of letters.
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Oh, but yeah, I thought that the letters that's telling me to type was actually a string of words, but so far it only said the word go and then girl, if you don't count spaces, because it doesn't make you press space, I think. But then it's O and then J. Huh. This is not weird at all. It would have been weirder if the game let me close the door. At least I can actually see what the bedroom looks like. What time is it over there? And it's using 24-hour time, so it's basically 1:13 in the morning. Jesus, Stanley, what time do you go to work?
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or
I
I'll...
don't want to close my eyes. Did he kill the narrator? With the lore now that we know the bucket might be bad. Go back to work, Stanley. This game is getting weird. But it's like an interesting weird. Very knowledge-based. Alright, that's the last ending that I remember.
I can't
How
wait
to
to
get-
tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
That would have been nice. Alright, we're gonna go the same direction, but we're gonna unplug the...
Stanley's bucket.
Yeah.
The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Yeah, we're gonna go back in there and we're gonna unplug the phone this time. Okay, we're back. We're gonna disconnect it. Let's just see
Now
if
pick
he
up
says
the
anything
phone,
else.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking.
Sure you were.
Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker?
Neither.
Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it, but there isn't exactly an instructional
Oh, another video.
on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What
is comedic timing?
What is comedic timing? How does
Wow.
it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies?
What?
And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
Maybe
the
not.
answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one
What?
of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These
What
are
is
the
this?
optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Why do they
To
look
begin
like
the joke,
Simpsons character?
Start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
What?
When the joke
What
has
is with-
concluded,
what is
it
going on
customary
here?
to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
Yo,
Let's
he's done it
practice
with the
screaming,
funny.
"I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm done with the funny!
Good. This
I hope I didn't
is
mess
a
up my
perfect
mic.
example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long, and should include the same question reprinted several times. Just to
I love Google
ensure the
Forms.
survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm
the
of
political
bullets
enemies?
and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives.
This has
to
been way
noble
more than
cause,
90 seconds, by the
just
way.
as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
That was like getting into
Goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals
That was
of
getting
proper
into analog
comedic
order
timing
by
are
the
still
end.
as relevant today as they were back then. So, with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for
That lighting
us
is
to
a little
return
weird.
to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Oh, thank God we're actually gonna play the game. This is not the end. Also, I just realized just now, especially also with the version where you don't have the bucket, that's still the voice of the narrator, Kevin Bright, doing the voice. He just does like an American transatlantic accent. Or I guess it's technically not American, it's transatlantic.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous.
How
How absurd.
ridiculous!
What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instruction.
The king of comedy?
Otherwise,
Sorry, I
who
was
knows
super
where
name.
we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket
Such a
spoke
stupid
to
name.
Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the
bucket spoke.
fly. No need to overthink things.
Yep, that's me. That's me in real life. That was also the door we were supposed to go past. The bucket spoke. What happened to the other sticker?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
What?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point.
It's
a
true.
dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself.
What?
I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the
Oh!
bucket came to
It's
a
just
set
the
of
same
two
thing.
open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Here, we'll go on the left now. It's the same formula.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud? Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
Bruh.
No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
Jokes.
More instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional
The king of
videos.
comedy.
Let's see.
Well, that wasn't as sad as the no bucket version. Okay. Actual different thing, or is this just a layout change? The bucket's still here. What the hell? This is very linear gameplay.
Is Stanley without the bucket really Stanley at all? No, surely not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
All right, if we go to the right, what are the other options? Really, falling off. That's the next option.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I'm going to assume I have to do all the endings with the bucket, just like I did with like all the standard endings,
Go
but with the
somewhere
bucket.
else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Land on the cardboard?
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Wow. That was very short.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Okay.
As Stanley lifted his bucket,
Also,
he felt a
the sticker's
connection to
back.
all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
What's
his
the other
chest
options?
and entered
We're
the
kind of out of
door
options on that side. We just gotta go this way now. And we're gonna go downstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright, what happens when I go this way?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during
Non-Euclidean?
work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley.
Look who it is.
He thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. And that's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's
more dramatic.
bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
He
Who
dropped
knows
it.
what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. "Oh, gracious," he exclaimed. "Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it." Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
The
Could it
bucket.
truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
His head?
The real bucket was inside of
It was the
him
friends he
all
made along the
along.
way.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Mariella makes a return?
This is the story
Hey!
of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Come on now.
Her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. Flipped all the way to work.
Bruh. It's like the clip of that guy that smelled like that rotten patty and he started flipping backwards into the front door in SpongeBob.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
So we already turned on the power. We already and off the power for the mind control. We already went up and down the stairs. So we on this side, we already chilled in the lounge as long as we could. Unplugged the phone, picked up the phone. We fell off and were blocked from proceeding any further due to the sign. We jumped off. That's all the endings, isn't it? Oh, I know what we gotta do. We gotta start over, grab the buckets, go back into the office, and close the door.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would
It
be.
closed.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I can't get back in.
Now this, Stanley thought to himself, this is a bucket.
We could always try to do that ending where the door doesn't close all the way. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to do that ending where in the last episode I accidentally had to like do in order to, at least I thought that was a way that I could access door 416. So I'm gonna go to the office, the boss's office,
touched the bucket
and then
tightly
step
to
back
his
out
chest
before the door
and
closes.
entered the door on his left.
Alrighty.
Stepping into it,
Okay, there. We triggered that. Let's see what happens if I go back the way I came from. Maybe this triggers that ending? I mean, when you think about it, where's like the bottomless hole, the infinite hole? Where's the jump circle other than the memory zone? And where's the button that says gym? Okay, for some reason the way that the room looked way weirder than I remembered. I could try to do the ending with the bucket in my hand. You know what? We could do that now. I think. Can we? Yeah, we can. It's just a slight layout change. Or was it always like this? Oh my god, this game is really getting into my head. Here, before we go that way. Alright, I guess we'll have to do it again in another ending. Alright. With the bucket in my hand, I don't know if this counts. This is basically all the endings I can think of without using like the serious room. But with the bucket. I'm probably gonna look up how to start the next part of the game, if there is a next part. And then from then on, I'll make another episode going from there. But I will go in blind. I just want to find out how to unlock the next part of the game, if there is one. Otherwise, this might be the end. But I could have sworn I saw like an ending that continued on from the skip button ending. Well, yeah, there was. But I don't know how to get there. It is different. Just a bucket? No. There's room for both of you. What are you doing, Stanley? Well. So there was an actual full-fledged ending. Wasn't much at it, but there was an ending. Now, oh, let's see what the phone call is about this time. Probably the dangers of recorded messages.
Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent.
Yep, we'll just do that again.
Shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Yeah, we'll just do that again. It's gone. And the narrator stopped speaking. Alright, I didn't hear the narrator speak, I think. There's no music playing, so I'm going to assume... And that the bucket is gone. So I'm going to assume that we have progressed.
When Stanley came to
What?
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna go. Oh, we're just gonna go for it.
Up to
I
his
got an idea. I'm
boss's
gonna
office.
try to
Hoping he
trigger
might
the
be coming
escape
to a
pod ending
staircase,
again.
Stanley
Maybe I'll
walked
find the bucket
upstairs
back
to
there.
his boss's office.
I'm going in completely blind at this part. If you couldn't tell.
Stepping in.
Alright, I'm doing this part again, seeing what happens because of the fact that the bucket's gone, and I don't think the narrator said anything at the beginning. Oh, okay, that's just a lighting glitch. Yeah, I haven't seen the bucket in the beginning of the game. So, I'm inclined to believe that I have to go pursue it from where I last left it. We're about to find out if that's true or not. We're back here. I might be just tailing us all along for nothing. But we don't know. Well, I don't know. You guys might know. So I'm sorry if like I'm taking us all through this for nothing. I just have a hunch that I will find the bucket here, but if it turns out that I'm wrong and I'm just doing an ending without the bucket there, maybe from a glitch or something, then okay, that would make sense. But you never know. I mean, the fact that the game probably... I proved to the game that I know how to do the ending. Probably knows that, oh, yeah, I have faith that you're going to do it a second time. Because, you know, a game that's... certain games are designed that don't underestimate the thinking of the player. So I could be playing exactly as they intend me to. But there is no bucket. Can I walk around it? No, I just walked to the edge. Okay, the ending was normal. Okay. Replacement bucket.
Missed a memo.
Oh, so we're not... It's not over, huh?
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
So... We progressed a little bit. I have an idea. I'm gonna do it again.
He had simply missed.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I'm gonna have to review the footage and see if he said, did he say 2 last time, and try not to lose this one too. All right, we're gonna begin the game again, and we're gonna see if this ending is any different. Probably gonna be the same. It's the same. Okay, nothing happens. All right. What if I quit to the menu? All right, this is gonna be the time where I check to see if I have to do anything. Okay, apparently there's supposed to be an epilogue option somewhere between, like, I think it's between settings and credits. It doesn't come up yet until apparently rebooting the game a certain amount of times or something, or just random chance or something. But I think I'm gonna end the episode right here because of the fact that, like, I think I got a lot done. I mostly just did the endings with just a bucket, but, well, the endings, but with the buckets, which I have not seen most of those endings with a bucket. I've only seen like 3 endings with a bucket. So I got to see some content that I've never seen before. So like, I think we've almost officially, the only thing left is the epilogue, because I remember seeing the epilogue. Other than that, the rest of the game will be blind. And I think from that point on, whatever happens next happens. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the last or next episode. I don't know if it's the last. I feel like we're getting near the end of all the new content, but I don't know for sure. Just know that I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.